Hi Cancer, welcome to an era. My name is Emma. Cancerians, this is your reading for the upcoming 2 weeks, and we are passing through a full moon on the 9th of February, and we also have Valentine's Day coming up on the 14th. That is a mixed energy right there, I feel, for a lot of people. Some people are really into it and really love it. Some people are really not. But I feel for the majority, like the majority part of the world, it's a heightened love frequency that day for sure. Your reading starts today on the 4th when I record it and goes into the 17th. I think 17th of February. I'm just gonna shuffle here a bit, and I'm waiting for 3 cards to pop out. I'm using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. If you've seen me before, I've used another deck just every time, and I wanted to switch it up a bit, so I've used this a couple of times now, and some Doreen Virtues a couple of times. I really enjoy this one though. A bit too many cards, excuse me. Sorry. My little pig. What happened there? That's my psychic sprouts. It's connecting me to everything. I've asked for you, Cancer, to just get the most inspirational, uplifting message that you can get in this time, and it's a message from the universe, as I call it. I mean, it's through the universe, it's through my guides, and whatever group that I'm connecting with, I hope you're going to be inspired by the message. It's purely to lift you up. Oh, it wanted to come out, so I'm gonna even threw it down on the ground, on the floor, so that I couldn't just put it back in. It came out first, and then put it back, and then it flew out again. So I'm gonna take it. Cancer. I'm seeing something here, Cancer. So stick with me. I see 2 cards already that sort of leans towards the negative. But that's why I'm here, to bring you back into the positive and to like see what we can do about it. Or this is just mainly something that you're stepping out of, like you're leaving something negative behind. Let's see what the reading wants to, where it wants to take us. There's no danger in being in the negative stuff. We need some negative stuff to get into the positive stuff. The contrast of this world is always what's going to make us go into evolution, like whatever. No questions, no evolution. The minute we stop to have questions, you're going to start to diminish. You're going to start to fade away. I hope you hear me loud and clear, maybe too loud and clear. Cancer, I know it's been quite the ride for you. I mean, it's quite the ride for a lot of people lately, and definitely if you're more on the empathetic, emotional side, like if you're on the path of an empath, if you're on the empath, I should start calling it that, which you probably are if you're attracted to this channel. It means that you're feeling stuff that's going on in the world right now, and it's stuff. Why do you want so many cards? Can you give me 1 card? I'm not gonna. Okay. You want that, so I'm keeping it this time. Oh, beautiful. Wow. Yeah, that's what I thought. Aw, that's sweet. I'm just having reading all on my own here, and bye. So I'm going to show you here in a second. I just want to let you know the two first cards out, both have 8-8. Number 8 and number 8, and then we have number 9 and number 9, which is awesome, and then we end up on the number 6. So first what came out was trapped. Actually, first what came out was emotional withdrawal, but I put it back, and then trapped in fear. So there's something, I feel like either you were emotionally withdrawn, like you just, something has been like too much in your life or too overwhelming in your life, or just for the emotional body, where you store all your feelings, things happening to you in the past, things making you feel things, just have emotional reactions to things. It feels like you closeted the emotions. You put like yourself, maybe even, but mostly the emotions and your feelings behind bars, like not wanting to deal with it, not wanting to look at it, maybe needing to look at it from time to time. I'm going to show you. Needing to look at it from time to time. I feel like almost these came out together. It's going to be mirrored because the program does that in the computer, but it's 2 number 8s, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So there's something about you not being able to speak up for what you believe in with the blue border here, and there's something about you then starting to heal that with the green border. So it's like, it's a beautiful, it's an explanation. It's more of past cards, but they wouldn't pop out if they wouldn't have relevance to what's going on now. They just wouldn't pop out. So there's something that you dealt with in the past that has made you just, I mean, we feel things every day. We react to things every day. Most humans react to things every day. But I feel like this is on another level. This is like the reaction you had to this was in terms of either you're, like I started out saying, you're an empath, and maybe this is more for the group that really feels things strongly. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's even you that has had it can be both, it's general, but since I was talking about the empath first, it can be something like stuff is happening, stuff is going on with other people in your family, friends, like coworkers, people in your close vicinity, like your immediate people. But also, like if you're the kind of empath that feel into the world, you don't have to watch the news to understand that there's things going on right now. You might feel it on an emotional level because you're an empath. That's what you do. And if you haven't sort of practiced your own energy to sort of stay in your own energy yet, but you sort of take on everybody else's energy as well, and you feel it, I get that you've had. Okay, so here's the thing. In the past, I feel like it was more an individual journey that you dealt with your emotions some way or another because of heavier things. Let's not go back there. Let's not reactivate it, because this just comes out as okay, this was going on, but it's important. It's relevant. It's not important. It's relevant to what I feel is going to start to happen now with the next cards coming out. And it feels like it has been an individual journey. And for some of you guys, it's like there's something that you dealt with and something that do you say the word tampered? Like you dabbed, you I'm not talking dab. Do you do that in the Americas? Did we even pick that up from you? I don't know. If that was a Swedish thing. No, I think that's, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. You don't say dabbed, probably. You say dabbled. Sorry for my poor English skills in this particular moment. You've dealt, let's say. Let's just keep to the words that I know. you dealt with, sometimes I'm just being given words and I don't even know what they mean, and I try to say them, and then, yeah, and then I just make a mess of it. So, start over. Previously, you've dealt with your own reactions to things, and I feel like there's something there that probably happened in your life that you could, is the kind of stuff that you could take to the newspapers, if we had them still, is the kind of stuff that you could take, like, if you brought this to, you could bring this to light. You can have other people know about it. You can talk about it. You can, like, this happened to me. And maybe even people being involved would get some kind of sentence for it. Maybe that's the behind the bars as well. This was the type of heavy stuff that has happened to you that probably other people should be held accountable for. But there's something in it that you've chosen not to go forward with, if that makes any sense. You kept it in. It's like you haven't shared this with the world, or you haven't even shared it maybe with your closest friends, or maybe, you know, but it's not out there. You kept it to yourself, and you really have been working on this, and for whatever reason, you just kept it in. Okay? It's the 2 number 8s here as well. We have 2 number 8s. 2 numbers 8. I don't know what I'm talking about today. So there's some significance to that as well. It's such a strong thing when, I mean, the number 8, first of all, is a power number, so it is really significant. But there's something to it here. Then we have 2 8s. So we have an 8-8 situation, which could mean 88 for some people. And the 88 number is just such a powerhouse number. It's such a, and with the infinity and the eternity that the number 8 means, there's something to it that I started out talking about. It's so interesting how you get the messages going even before you get the messages going. Whatever, like that we continue to need contrast. We continue to need negative things, because that's what have us, you won't even look at it as negative in the future. Maybe you're already there, and that's why you keep things to yourself. You understand this is just a part of your journey. You were put some stuff. Okay, now I'm getting into some sort of flow here. You were put some, it's not like somebody like put you there. This is self-inflicted. It's always self-inflicted, because you get to choose what you attract into your life, right? So whatever you went through, and even though it looks like, I mean, it's your higher self that's sort of going to lead you through things. You might even have felt led into certain things, and then it turns out to be garbage. And you're like, why was I led here? Because in the bigger scheme of things, 8-8, it's the whole life path. It's the infinity sign that we are dealing with here. So there's something like in one end of it. So let's call this the seed. Let's call this what you started out with. The turmoil, the chaos, the whatever shite went on here. And I feel like it's the heavier stuff. It's the heavier stuff. Or if somebody else was looking at it, they would be like, that's not so heavy, but you're not an empath. So it started out there. Bear with me. And then we move on. Oh my God. And I only saw the number 9s here. And what is, I'm almost getting emotional, because guys, I can somewhat relate to this. And I do feel for you. Whatever you went through. But this is like suffering in silence. It says on the bottom that you suffered in silence. So there's something that you kept in, and you just would not share it with the world or the people around you. And next to it, like, is 2 number. It's such a strong message, this, guys. Just listen to this. Okay, so then we have 2 number 9s, and you saw me putting them back, keep putting the cards back as well. And you're not going to get this many cards. You're going to get 3 as everybody else. but the cards just kept wanting to come out. And there's 2 number 8s and two number 9s here. You couldn't make that up if you tried. So, and next to it, we have suffering in silence. And then we have spiritual, I don't even see what it says because it's reversed. Spiritual strength, guys. Spiritual strength. And you've turned into this is your higher self, but I feel like you're turning in to your higher self now. You're like the Messiah version. We're talking spiritual mastery here. You've come from probably the toughest bottom. The toughest bottom. You chose well when you chose. Like, you've gone through some stuff, Cancer. Maybe even Cancer. And with the 2 number 9s here, they stand for 2 things today. They probably stand for 2 things every day, but today specifically. Number 9 to me stands for endings. So we have suffered enough. This is sort of like, it's beautiful how it's like an 8-8 and then we move into 9. So it's a progress here as well. So we have 8-8, 9-9, okay? And it's almost like these 3 are on their own. Like, you suffered in silence, you kept this to yourself. And in the meantime, you grew. Like, it's not like you went into this, I'm a victim, how could this happen to me? Maybe some of that, because you felt the injustice of it. And you're going to step into learning through not so tough stuff. You don't have to learn this spiritual growth. You don't have to be on this spiritual path learning through World War III. You can learn through easier things, lighter things that you just recognize, or you won't even, maybe somebody else then if you, now we shifted, and then somebody else would say, how can you be so calm when this is happening? What is happening? It's like, it doesn't bother you anymore, because now you're coming into this powerhouse. You're coming into, this is Cancer, the group of Cancers that I'm talking to today. You are one evolved group of people. And if you sitting there feel like I'm not evolved whatsoever, this reading is probably not for you. You know what I'm talking about when these cards come out, and you don't see them as, oh, poor me, negative stuff happened. You know this needed to take place on a cellular level, as well as on a spiritual level. And you've upgraded, like, if every cell in your body, from physical illness, if every cell in your body upgrades each time you get an illness, it doesn't matter if you get a cold or if you get, something in your body, the cell immediately asks for improvement. So you're going to get more well than you were well before you got sick, right? There's an upgrade happening. This is a spiritual and emotional upgrade. Your emotional body, you probably are one of the few people reacting to things, but if you do react to things, the time it takes for you to bounce back, like for the time between somebody says something to you, or you see something or you feel something and you're like, what the, and it goes like 1 or 2 minutes and you're like, oh, that's right. It's like, it might grab you like a child, like children does. Children do, I don't know. They have this immediate reaction, but they also, the minute it's over. And so either that, or you just look or view things from this perspective now, or at least starting to come into this. You've grown into your own inner being. You've grown into your own God source, God force. It's like, there's almost no differentiation in focus. How might I make myself clear here? It's like you always have, not maybe always, but definitely leaning towards it, definitely walking that path, empath, definitely stepping into this kind of energy due to this, because of, you wanted this shit. Sorry for the language. because that made you grow, and you were not here to find out that you could make a wooden table. Maybe some of you were. You were here to understand your mastery, Cancer. And Cancers, the Cancerians that I've connected with in the past, you have had a different path for sure. The people that I'm connecting with through this channel anyway. Okay, so this is what we're working on now. Spiritual strength. It's spiritual strength. It's how you react to things. It's how you emotionally, like when you don't have a baggage anymore, when you're clear, let's call it karma. When you cleared out all your karma, when there's no negative stuff anymore, you're coming from a God, let's call it source rather. You're coming from a universe perspective. And from the universe's perspective, nothing's wrong. That's just humans expressing themselves, like it's a spirit expressing themselves through human form, and nothing that you do will sort of upset you. It's like you as a parent, maybe some days you're a bit off because you're a bit tired, but most days, definitely for myself, like what I've seen in my 1.5-year-old, like I can watch him and he can throw things in my face and I'm like, honey, you know that hurts, mommy. We need to do this nicer. We need to, like, there's no reaction in my bones that like, you stop that, or anything like that. So that's like God, that's like the universe looking at somebody, maybe not doing such a kind act right now, but like hey, and I get he's 1.5 and maybe there's some 44-year-olds punching people in the face. This maybe should have learned by now, but you get what I mean, okay? Was I finishing that sentence? Was there something more there? Oh, yeah, just that you will react, you will have no reaction because you will always, or most definitely most times, come from a universe perspective, and that means that you just can see anything through the eyes of God, through the eyes of the universe. Like if you were looking through the universe's eyes, there's nothing to condemn, there's nothing to judge, there's nothing to say this is wrong and this is right. It is just an experience that you don't have to react to. Why? Because you have nothing that triggers you anymore. When you have something that triggers you, when you have something that you haven't dealt with yet, or that you're not done dealing with yet, somebody says something that triggers that, you're going to have an immediate, it's going to be an immediate response. But if that thing is no longer there, we work through it, we're spiritual strength here. They can throw anything they want at you and you're not going to have a reaction because it's not there anymore. It doesn't have a knee-jerk reaction because there's no mirroring happening because it's gone. I hope that makes sense. You're such an evolved group, guys. And this is what we're going into. Harmony, number 6. Number 6 for me stands for love. It most times stands for love and relationships, like a romantic partnership. I feel like this type of... So it could be that some of you guys has made your biggest shift, your major transformation through relationships, like your growth. Some people use economy. Some people use illnesses in their body. Some. Do you know what I mean? Like we have different themes, and some masters use them all. We do them all, like being on the bottom on any topic, really. But maybe since this is coming out, I mean, it's a representative of it's the universe card. First of all, it's a black border, so it's like. Here we step into, it's even more like infinity, eternity. It's the universe, it's the black matter, it's the black materia that we don't see but runs everything. This is what you've reached. This is what we're coming into, guys. From number 8 to 9, like we have eternity. It just wants to talk. This was a part of the story. This was a part of your path, of your empath. I'm so using that from now on. And then a 9-9, it's double. Yeah, I didn't say that. Thank you. It's double endings. 9-9, it's double endings. You really are coming to an end with this old crap. I'm not going to say old crap because it doesn't even make sense to say old crap, because it's not old crap anymore. It's just what needed to happen for you to understand your complete mastery, right? But that cycle is over. And also that I forgot to say before is that number 9 stands for unconditional love. You reached a place where you can feel unconditional love. I sort of expressed it just by talking about like not having a reaction to things, or rather just be loving no matter what's happening. That is true, pure, authentic, unconditional love. It's not you do that and then I love you, but if you do that, then I won't love you. That's really how most people still live, you know? Harmony. You're stepping into harmony, Cancer. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. And I want to say finally for you guys, because it has been quite the path for you. And like I said, most of you guys maybe have used relationships as your biggest growth factor, your biggest growth theme, if that makes sense. You've gone through some stuff in your relationships with people, with romantic partners, which has also made you ask and ask and ask and ask for improvement. Like the cells ask for improvement of your physical body, so does the emotional body, and so does the spiritual body. And here it is. It's like a communion of both the spiritual and the physical coming together with a healed heart. It's like a healing. It could be a union with you and your higher self. It's a representation of you and your higher self. It could be like the blending between masculine and feminine. It could be, you know, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partnership, but for some of you guys it is. And it's like the reward. It's like, yes, spiritual reward, emotional reward. That's what you want. That you want to feel stable there. But then on top of everything, like the icing on the cake, grädde på moset, as we would say in Swedish, which icing on the cake sounds so much yummier, because anyway, so not interesting. Maybe it is. Maybe you'll get curious now. We say grädde på moset, which is cream. It's like whipped cream on mashed potatoes. What? Who wants to eat that? But in our explanation, it's just that it's even more than you can bear. You know, it's mashed potatoes first, and then we have whipped cream on top of that. What? That's more than you can bear. Icing on the cake, I get that it's more than you can bear as well, but it's more yummy, I think. Okay, did I spend a minute on that? Maybe as a beautiful, like, gift, as a first physical step, because the first step really is the spiritual and then the emotional, and then down to the physical plane. Here's the delivery of your beautiful relationship, what it was supposed to feel like, what you now earned. It's not like you earned it because you fought so hard, but it's like, okay, so now we're stepping into the even energy on the other side of it. Like whatever you went through on the more negative, not negative in the sense that it was wrong, but more negative, the poles, like negative and positive poles. We're leaving more of the negative now and moving more into the positive now, and it's just beautiful what you're stepping into. I'm most excited for you guys for this one. You mastered whatever you, and why it's here, it wants to tell the story. And now you can go out and tell the story. You can help so many people with your story, I feel. It's so deep, the energy I feel around this, and I took 10 minutes longer than I usually do. I'm wishing you all the strength and all the love, and you don't need it, but I know it's been tough, and I want to give you a universe hug, one empath to another. Take care, guys. Ugh, I forgot to say everything. Come back next week if you want to. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Take care.